I have a whole collection of like horny smutty books that need homes, and I'm excited to show them to y'all today. They're all going to be random pulls. I do have different categories. I do also have some items in the bin. Right now, I have some bookends pinned that are made of natural onyx, and they are carved in sort of an Aztec style. So if you are a book collector, hi folks popping in. If you are a book collector, having those bookends to hold up your smut would be perfect. Um, so yeah, I have those pinned right now, but I have some items in the bin that are sort of book adjacent, as well as my road to 1K items, which are my treat my kitties who may or may not make it an appearance. Yeah, so let's just get to it. So for my first random pull auction, I'll start with I have $1 item um, for the romance. So I kind of have them sorted into four different categories. So this one is in the murder mystery romance category. So, and by romance, I mean, sexy occult romancy stuff. So I'm going to run this auction. And again, it's $1 start. And I'll let it run for 30 seconds. And so this one is called The Outlaw Demon Whales. So it's about this lady named Rachel who, goes out into the supernatural world and fights things like demons and like taps into forbidden magic. And she is all about like, you know, doing what she needs to do in order to beat the bad guy and or get laid. So if this Kim Harrison title works for you, it is $1 up right now and is about to expire. Okay. Well, thanks for looking at it anyways. If y'all decide you want to see it later, it is available. So next up, I'm going to pull the hardcovers. Let me pin those. Cancel, pin, item. So I have a bunch of different hardcovers. I think I'll start with the murder mystery romance category, which is where I was before. And I have one in that category. It's called The Perfect Poison by Amanda Quick. So I am going to run that auction. Boom, 30 seconds on the clock. Get in there. So again, this is a hardcover book. It is in fantastic condition. The book jacket or the dust jacket isn't even torn. And this story is about, it kind of takes, it's a sort of a period piece where takes place in like early times when poisons were, poisoning people was like a main way women murdered their husbands and lovers. And so it talks about this person who, digs into the occult to figure out who done it. So, okay. Well, thanks for taking a look at that. All right. Next up in the hardcover category, let's get into occult adventure romance. So I have occult adventure romance that is also a comedy. It is called You Suck, and it's by Christopher Moore. It's actually one of my personal faves. Let's start that. Oh my goodness, I lost where I was. Here we go. And start auction. Anyone who's read any Christopher Moore knows that he is hilarious. And You Suck is it's a vampire love story, so supernaturally and that sort of thing. So if you want to read sort of this hilarious romance story, I certainly recommend because it's really good. Seriously, one of my faves. Highly recommend. Okay, well, doesn't look like anyone's jumping on that, so I am going to move on to the next one in that category. It is called The Library of Light and Shadow. It is a gorgeous book. I absolutely adore it. Let's see here. I think I want to hang in here. I'm just going to fiddle with my camera settings for a sec. There we go. Perfect. It's driving me crazy that I was showing it backwards. Okay, so Library of Light and Shadow by MJ Rose. I'm going to run that auction as a $6 start. These are excellent books. Like they're in excellent condition. and they'd be a great addition to anyone's library. So the praise on the back of the book says sophisticated and finely detailed narrative and exquisite storytelling draws readers into an esoteric post-World War I Art Deco era. Yet it's the compassionate and articulate narrator who brings this heartbreaking but hopeful story to life. Unforgettable. Captures the beauty and elegance, tragedy, and enchantment of Paris and explores magic, spiritualism, and the occult from a fascinating and creative angle. A sensuous and sumptuous spellbinding novel. So, still available if anyone wants it. Yeah. So, I have one more hardcover in the occult adventure romance category, and it is called Light in Shadow. And so to read a quick blurb, it says, called one of the hottest writers in romance today by USA Today and a master of her craft by the Seattle Times, Jayne Ann Krentz is back with her most imaginative, fast-paced story yet, a tricky tale of secret identities, double crosses, and a perfect passion between two people who, in a perfect world, would never have met. So, Light and Shadow is going up in the bid right now. Start auction, and boom. Okay, if you want to snag this Jayne Ann Krentz book, it is up right now. Like I said, it's in fantastic condition. And yeah, if you want sort of that murder mystery, sexy story that dabbles in the occult, Light and Shadow is certainly something for you. All right. I'm going to let it run for another, I don't know, 5 seconds or so. Awesome. Okay. Well, I will put this away for now. If there's anything in particular you're looking for, drop it in the comments. Comments are kind of quiet right now. But yeah, I also am going to move on to the soft covers. Hello. So the soft covers have a $3 start. And I have a lot of those. So let's get that started. So, right. Well, I don't want to disappoint. So I'm going to go up next with this. So these are not witchy, but they are super sexy. So this is basically, it's a 2-book set. It actually comes from a trilogy, but I have 2 of the 3 books. And I do have these listed at $3 a piece, but if y'all are interested in both, I can certainly start the bid at something like $5. But it follows 3 rich guys who are super hot and kind of talks about their love, sexy escapades and the women who get in their way. And so there's Rush and there's Fever, and these are just straight up sexy smut. So if you want a whack at this, I can just run them as is, or I can run them as a set. If you have a preference, just pop it in the chat. Otherwise, I will just start the bid as is. Okay. And I guess I'm just going to run it. Okay, start auction. So the first book in the trilogy is called Rush, and it follows a guy named Gabe Hamilton, and it says, when he saw Maya Cresswell walk into the ballroom for his hotel's grand opening, he knew he was going to hell for what he had planned. Dun, dun, dun. But yes. So yes, this is all his story about bagging the chick. Okay. Well, we'll let that one go. And so, random pull soft cover. I guess I'll run the second one. Start auction. Boom. So the second one in the series is called Fever. And again, if you want me to run Fever and Rush as a set, I will gladly do that. I could even put it in the bin for like $5, I guess, if you want both. Otherwise, it is a $3 auction item right now. And so this follows the second guy, Jace. So there's Gabe, Jace, and Ash, which are the three rich hot guys. Okay. Not here to get swooned by the rich hot guys. That's fine. All right. So, how about some supernatural romance love stories? So this is two books in one. It has a $3 start, and it's the Shadowfall series. And this is Born at Midnight and Awake at Dawn. And so it says, as if life weren't complicated enough, enter Derek and Lucas. Derek's a half fae who's determined to be her boyfriend, and Lucas is a smoking hot werewolf with whom Kylie shares a secret past. So we got a little supernatural, sexy love story. And like I said, it's a 2-book set. Comes bound as one. It's a $3 start. So if you are interested in Shadow Falls, now's your time to bid. So get on in there. It says Derek and Lucas couldn't be more different, but they both have a powerful hold on her heart. As Kylie struggles to make sense of her feelings and her new abilities, the dark side of the supernatural word emerges. An evil enemy lurking in the shadows is about to threaten everything she holds dear and bring her closer to her destiny. All right. Well, I will keep this one for a bit longer. Next up is a book called Daughter of the Siren Queen. And so this is a pirate, a lady captain pirate fantasy novel. So she is a ship's captain. Her father sort of like owns the fleet, but she's like, found a treasure map, and she's going basically to race the other people who know about the map, and she basically sleeps with a bunch of people in her crew, and she's like, I'm the queen of my own destiny. So if you're looking for a strong female character who also, enjoys a ride on the water, this could be for you. And it is a super pretty book. You can't tell, but it has like this sort of green sort of reflective coloration on the cover. What am I trying to say? It'd be like gold leaf, only green. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, so I will hold on to the Siren Queen. If there's anything you want me to show again, just let me know. Otherwise, I am going to move on to the Scorpio Races, which is another occult fantasy magic romance. It kind of gives me Hunger Games vibes, to be honest. So instead of Hunger Games, it's something called the Scorpio Race, and the Scorpio Race is like a water horse. And these this guy and this gal enter the contest, and they compete against each other, but they also fall in love. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, hooray! Thank you, Hardelia, for the bid. I appreciate you. Yeah. So, cool. Is anyone else into Scorpio Races? All right. We got 2 seconds left, and we're good. Awesome. Thank you, Hardelia. I will set this aside for you, and I'll be able to ship all the books out today. I do have a $9.21 max shipping. So if you happen to buy a hoard of books, just know you won't pay any more than $9.21, which is fabulous. All right. That one is for you. Okay. So this is in the murder mystery romance category. It's called Echoes Among the Stones. It is a paperback, and I will run that now. Boom. Okay, so on the back it says masterful dual narrative, subtle romance, and spine-tingling suspense. A lushly detailed time slip novel that transitions seamlessly between past and present. So it's about this gal. It says, mystery seems to follow Aggie when she finds work as a secretary helping to restore the flooded historical part of the town cemetery. Forced to work with a puzzling yet attractive archaeologist, she exhumes the past secrets and unwittingly uncovers a crime that will go to any length to keep hidden, even if that means silencing Aggie. So, getting hot and heavy in the cemetery with the archaeologist. Just saying. Okay. If y'all want me to pull anything again, just let me know. Yeah, so these, my last two paper, like soft cover books, are Roses and A Constellation of Vital Phenomena. And so both of these I put in the wartime romance category. So they're more like period pieces, but also, you know, sexy. They're sexy love story romances, people getting it on. So, anyways, let me start that auction. And so, like I said, the first one is called Roses. And this one here is kind of like they're calling it a modern Gone with the Wind type story. So it's, takes place in that sort of antebellum South. And, there's love, there's intrigue, there's murder, there's all that. But it also kind of takes place in that time period. So if you are into period romance pieces, Roses by Leah Meacham would be for you, to be honest. Okay. So we'll put that down. And then the last one we have is A Constellation of Vital Phenomenon. Start auction. Boom. Okay, so A Constellation of Vital Phenomenon, it takes place in Chechnya during wartime, and it's about this group of sort of unlikely characters who come together and end up falling in love. Well, two of the people fall in love, but one of them is a wartime nurse who's like working behind the scenes to help people and trying to stay out of radar of the bad guys, and then the refugees that find her. So okay, I will hang on to that for a bit longer. Okay, I think I will, I still got a few people in here. So I guess I will just I'll show things one more time. And in case you missed it the first time when you popped in, and then I'll let you go. So, all right. So again, I am here with, this is called The Outlaw Demon Whales, and it is a $1 bid opener. Here we go. And start auction. And so it says, as Rachel hunts for the truth behind a terrifying murder, the discovery of a shocking family secret is about to throw her entire life into question. And the long-lost ancient knowledge she seeks resides in the demonic ever after. Yeah, it says she willingly trafficked in forbidden demon magic, and now her sins have come home to haunt her. So if that is something you want to dig your teeth into, I have her available for $1. Okay. All right. All right, I guess I will just show what books I have left, and if anything tickles your fancy, just throw it in the chat, and I will run the bid for that. So, we have Light in Shadow, and I can just do a quick read of that. Let me see here. What does it say? Zoe has learned the hard way that there are some things that can't be covered up with a coat of paint. When she senses that one of her clients may be hiding a dark secret, she enlists PI Ethan Truex to find the truth. But Ethan's exquisite detection skills are starting to backfire on Zoe. She never wanted to let him find out about her former life. She never wanted to reveal her powerful, inexplicable psychic gift. She never wanted him to know that Zoe Luce doesn't really exist. She never wanted to fall in love with him. Dun dun dun. So, if that's something that's interested in for you, just drop some hearts in the comments. All right. Next up is the Library of Light and Shadow. And it says, captures the beauty, elegance, tragedy, and enchantment of Paris. It explores magic, spiritualism, and the occult from a fascinating and creative angle, a sensuous, sumptuous, and spellbinding novel. So, if you are interested in Library of Light and Shadow, drop some hearts in there and I will run the auction. All right. And then we have A Perfect Poison. So then A Perfect Poison says, but the death of a lord has shaken Lucinda to her core. At the murder scene, she picks up traces of poison derived from a very rare species of fern. So rare, in fact, that only one specimen exists in all of England, and it was stolen from her conservatory. Says, a descendant of the founder of the society, he is very good protecting its secrets and frighteningly good getting at the truth. Immediately, Lucinda senses both raw power and undeniable intensity in the imposing man. So, a perfect poison. All right, and the hardcover books start at $6. So if you would like to bid on those, just let me know. All right. And then we have the Rich Guy Smutty Romance, where it's a story of 3 dudes, and each book talks about a different dude. I have 2 of the 3. And on the back, you know it's going to be good when they put mature audience on the back of the book, like as if, it wasn't obvious. And it says on here too, like under the praise section, for an erotic BDSM book, this one fits the bill. It's hot and very intense. So again, I can run these as a set. So if you want to just want me to create an item, like a bin item for these, just let me know. And I can do that. So otherwise they are running at $3 a piece. So, okay. And this is Daughter of the Siren Queen. This is a book about a lady ship captain who's going on a treasure hunt, but also falling in love and or betting a member of her crew who she has had a past with, and now she's the one in control because she's the captain. He has to listen to her. So if you like that strong female lead, sexy story, let me know and put some ships in the comments and I will run this. It's a $3 start. Okay. I guess I am good. Hello, Reader Kate. Hello. Welcome in. Oh, oy vey. So, here we go. We have some soft covers to pull. So let's pin that item. These soft covers are a $3 start. And how about, I think I'm going to run these and just see what happens. So these are some BDSM mature content, sexy smut books. And let's see if we can get these a home. And start auction. Boop. Okay. So these follow 3 different dudes. And the first book, which I believe is Rush follows a guy named Gabe. The second book follows a guy named Jace. And then the third book would follow Ash, but I don't have the third book. So if you want some BDSM, like 50 Shades of Grey type vibe, Fever and Rush are for you. Okay, we have a couple seconds left. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. Next up, we'll do Roses. Roses, start auction. Roses is a wartime themed, what am I saying? It's like a period piece. So it's said to be kind of like Gone with the Wind, which is, that old ass movie. But if you are into that sort of post antebellum, South, like Southern charm romance type stories, Roses would be for you by Leah Meacham. And it is a busty book. So if you're looking for a busty read, Roses would be for you. So, all right, folks. I have blown my wad in the sexy book category. So if there was anything you wanted me to show one more time, let me know. Otherwise, I am going to roll out. I will wait to see what's in the comments. Okay. Hello, hello, folks popping in. All right. Well, I think I'm going to wrap up the show. And if y'all like this version of show stuff, I may pop on later. So, yeah. See you then.